Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be looking at some new pigments that I just got on dickblick.com. They showed up yesterday and I'm excited to try them because what I found on their website was a new pigment from Van Gogh. And I don't know if I mentioned this in any of my other videos, but Van Gogh is like a scholastic watercolor, so it's not like your professional. It's more of like a more affordable, lesser quality, for lack of a better term, but they're still good. But anyway, I really like Van Gogh because I feel like they're very pigmented for what their cheapness, and they spread really well, and I feel like they perform pretty well. Half of my paints are actually Van Gogh paints, and so when I was on their website earlier, and I haven't been to Dick Blick in a while, so I really don't know when this happened, but the Van Gogh brand has interference colors now, and I don't know if you can see that, but this is, let's see if I can focus in on that. I don't know. Anyway, so an interference color is one that has like, it's shimmery. So the only ones that I've ever really seen that have that are the Daniel Smiths, and Daniel Smiths, is, if you know anything about watercolor, tend to be on the more expensive side. So these weren't the same price as the regular Van Goghs, but they were still pretty inexpensive. You get, I would say this is about 10 mils. Yep, 10 mils. And it was like $4. Whereas their typical pigments are about $2 for a tube like this, but I feel like $4 is still pretty cheap. If you get the Daniel Smith interference colors, and I'm not hating on Daniel Smith, I love Daniel Smith, but theirs are probably more in the like $10, $12 range. So anyway, I'm going to test these out and see how they do. I only have white paper. I don't have black paper to show you, but I have a black Sharpie. So I'll do some like, so you can see the difference between it being on white versus black. So interference colors, I've always kind of been, I don't use them very often. I've always been really intrigued by them. So that's why when Van Gogh came out with them, I was like, oh, it's an affordable interference color. So if I end up not liking it, then it doesn't matter because it only costs $4, you know. And I ended up buying 3 tubes, you know, if you're in a crunch or whatever and you don't have the money to buy 3 tubes of $4 paint, you can just try out one, or, you know, whatever you want to do. But they have several different colors. I ended up getting blue, purple, and white. But they also have red and green and some other ones too. So anyway, all right. So here we have our little black swatch. Oh, I didn't even squeeze these out. Forgive my messy palette. It's very stained. It's old. I'd like to get a ceramic palette sometime. So here's the, I don't know if you can see that from here, but they're really, well, I don't know. Camera doesn't really do it justice, I don't think. Brighten it up a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, you can see kind of a difference between, this is the purple one, this is the blue. And then I also got white. And white to me just looks kind of like an iridescent paint. The reason I got white is because typically white watercolors are more opaque, and yeah, so we should see that here. Let's start with purple. Oh, that's pretty. So yeah, you can definitely see it better on the black, which I assumed would be the case. With these kind of colors that have these like more mica fragments in them, you have to wash your brush off a little bit better than, because it, you know, those particles will stick to your brush. And here's the blue. That's really pretty too. Seems like it requires a little bit more water to spread these, which is fine. So anyway, as far as using these in a general painting, I think they're meant to be just like kind of add little special effects that you normally can't get with like regular watercolors, like a shimmeriness that kind of adds character. So yeah, that's really a lot more opaque than the other two. I'm sure you can see that. Okay. Let me get this all up in your face so you can see it a little bit better. So here's your white, there's your blue, and there's your purple. So it's a very subtle, except for the white. The white's very opaque, but the blue and the purple would be very subtle, like special effects that you can add to your painting. I think that as far as those are concerned, you probably want to use them on complementary, I guess I can't say complementary, but maybe I can say complementary. I don't know. Things that go well together. I would say you probably wouldn't want to put blue on an orange paint, but you could probably put blue on a purple or blue on a red or something like that, you know, to make it give it a little bit of a cooler, more shimmery. Because if you put it on an orange, actually, why don't we go ahead and test that theory out? I have some paint here. This is my Aussie Red Gold, which is kind of like an orangey color. I love this color. It goes, you can have like an extreme, just so beautiful. Anyway, we'll let that dry off. And let's do turquoise. I love turquoise too. There's something oddly satisfying about these gradients. I don't know. I just love how they look. All right, so now if I put my blue on the orange, I could be totally wrong about this. Let's see. Yeah. I don't think it does it any good. I guess it doesn't look terrible. I kind of assume that, like, you know, the two, because when you do opposing colors on the color wheel, it tends to turn green or brown. But if you put it on the turquoise, it kind of, it's bleeding out on the side here. I just figured I'd spread it out. Why not? It kind of gives it this nice, like, lovely bluish, kind of oceany color. If I take purple and put it on the same swatch of orange, it kind of gives it this like warm depth that, I don't know, it's definitely different than that blue. Let's see, white. So yeah, you're basically adding just the shimmery. It doesn't look like blue is too bad, but I just don't think it has much of an impact. Like, you can barely see that much of an impact on the orange as it would like on the turquoise or whatever. The purple seems to be a little bit better, but if you have like a neutral tint or something, which is similar to black, I think that would be really cool. I like my neutral tint. I guess you don't really have to, I mean, it depends on what look you're going for, but you can add a little bit of shimmer to your paint. Like you can, let's see, let's do green. And white. Yeah. So this, like, by just mixing the white in with that, you're creating a whole new effect. I mean, you could do what I did before by just painting on top of it, but this video doesn't really do it much justice, but you can really see the sparkles in there. And it's pretty cool. But keep in mind too, if you use the white with a pigment, it will make it less transparent. The other interference colors should be just fine. Let's see. I like this turquoise. I'm going to mix the blue with it. Oh, it's such a nice, very pretty color. Again, the video doesn't do it much justice. And once that dries. So the purple would probably be good with like a red or just probably not a yellow. Yeah. But anyway. I don't really see much. I mean, I see a little sparkle in there. But I think the reality is I just don't know how to use these. But I'll figure it out. So I feel like this green one here with the white in it is really nice. Again, the camera's probably not picking it up very well, but there's like a nice fine sparkle. I'll see if I can take a better picture of it and post it up there. I can see where I added the white on the neutral tint. I can take a picture of the orange because I can see a difference in there too. And yeah. So anyway, I was excited to see these Van Gogh paints. I'll see if I can incorporate them into a painting at some point. And yeah, that's that. If you're interested in trying them yourself, I know Dick Blick has them. I don't know where else they might be. I'm sure you can probably find them somewhere else, but there's a handful of different interference colors, and again, they're like $4, probably $4 and some change. So pretty affordable, and yeah, so that's that. I hope you enjoyed me stumbling through this, and here's some photos of the swatches. All right, here's a close-up of the purple, blue, and white on a Sharpie background. Here is the combination of the green and the like white, and then here is blue mixed in. It doesn't really show very well. This one has the white on top, and then this one is purple and blue on top of the orange, and then this one looked pretty good. It's the neutral tint with the white. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments about these pigments, just leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time for another adventure in art. Bye!